Hello and welcome to week number 2. My name is Mr. Shanklin and I will be your teacher for this year. All right, let's talk about what is due this week. If you take a look at the announcement page, you'll see that I do the announcements two different ways. I'll write it out and then I also have a video that you can watch. Now, if you take a look, Monday, main lesson 9 o'clock to 11. I highly recommend that every single student comes to the main lesson. That way, you'll know exactly what's going to be on the practice and the assessments for this week. This week we're going to be dealing with section 1.2 and 1.3 in the book. On Tuesday you should complete the maps review and practice number 2. Now remember, every week we have a maps review and you must complete that with an 80% or higher in order to move on to the practice and the assessments. Everything is adaptive release, so make sure maps review is the first thing you do. Then that will open up the practice. Once you get an 80% or higher on the practice, that will open up the assessments. Okay, that's just how I have the class set up. On Wednesday, we also have, so on Monday, after you're done, if you don't understand what's going on, you can always look at the lesson material, which has videos, and I'll show you where to find that. But if you're still struggling with the material, please come to the help session on Wednesday from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And then this week, you have to complete 2 assessments. Assessment 2A, which is solving one-step equations, and Assessment 2B, solving one-step equations also. One of them is multiple choice, one of them is free response. The free response, you do have to show your work in order to get credit. Okay, so where do I go on Monday morning at 9 o'clock? Well, guess what? We go right up to the live e-session button. Just click on that, click into the room, and you will see or you'll hear me talking. Now, if you cannot come to the live e-session, it will be in the recorded e-session button. All right. So now let's say you watch that and you still are struggling a little bit. The next place you want to go is you want to go to lessons because this is where the maps material is. So we're working on week number 2. So click on week 2. There's the maps material. You need to complete this before the practice will show up. So you would just click on it. Maps review assessment. Just click on that. Begin. And there's the assessment. Now, we will be talking about some of these problems. I usually go through 2 or 3 problems right off the maps, right in the live session on Monday. So if you want to get 2 or 3 problems completed, please come to the live e-session. But this is it. You complete it. If you get a 80% or higher, then you can go on to the practice for the week. So I'm just going to close out of here because I didn't take it. All right. So then let's say we needed some more help on the material for this week. Well, guess what? Once you complete the maps and all of that, then you should be able to see all of the material for the week. Now that I have this as an adaptive release, all of the materials below here. So let me go back here. I did not think I had it on. So we should have it on. Okay, so week number 2, we should be able to see the lesson material. Okay, so here's the lesson material after you complete the maps. The lesson material, here's section 1.2. Lots of stuff. We've got videos from the textbook. We have Khan Academy videos, interactive learning things if you want to do. Now, you can do as much or as little as you want in the lesson material. It doesn't make any difference, but this is where all of the material is. Okay, and then once you feel comfortable, you'll go to the weekly practice, click on there, and you're going to pick practice number 2 because week number 2 goes with practice number 2. Week number 3 goes with practice number 3. And then you click on that. If you get an 80% or higher on this practice assignment, then, well, let's go through it. So I just click on it, hit begin, and there's the 10 questions, all multiple choice. And once you get an 80% or higher, you can go on to the assessment for the week. Okay, so let's just close that. And then where do we find the assessment? We just go right here. And the weekly assessment should show up. Oh, that's not the weekly assessments. So the weekly assessments will show up. Now, remember, if you did not take, let me turn this off. Let me put it on student view. If you didn't take the practice, you're not going to see any of the assessments. You cannot. That's one thing about this class is you have to take the maps before the practice is shown. And then you have to get an 80% on the practice before the assessments are shown. So some kids are going to come right in here and they're going to say, oh, where's all my assessments? you don't get them. They're called adaptive release. Once you show me that you understand the material, the next one will open. All right, that is a week in review for Algebra 1. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye. And one last thing, come to the main lesson on Monday. You won't be disappointed.